In this lesson, let's take a look at estimations for square roots and cube roots. So when we want to do an estimation for square roots or cube roots, right, it's good to know what are square numbers and cube numbers. So the common square numbers, okay, will be your 1, your 4, your 9, your 16, 25, 36, 49, okay, then 64, then 81, 100, and so on. So these are the square numbers. Okay, next, if you want to do a cube root, then it's good to know your cube numbers. So 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, and so on. So why this? Because when we do an estimation, we try to estimate it to the nearest square number. When we want to do a square root, we always look at what number is it closest to, which square number is it closest to, and then we do the estimation. So let's take a look at some examples. So for example, if you want to estimate these square roots here, okay, then we would need to know our square numbers. So if I want to do a root 17, so I know that root 17 or 17 is very close to the square number 16, right? So if I square root 16, I know that it is equals to 4 because 4 times 4 is 16. So square root of 16 is 4. Okay, so if you have to type square root 17 into the calculator, you notice that it is 4 point something something something, which is quite close to 4. Okay, so whenever you want to do an estimation of square roots, it is good to know your square numbers. So before you do the square root, round this off to the square number that we know. All right. So next, let's take a look at square root of 80. So 80 is very close to the square number 81. So we know that 9 times 9 is 81. So when we square root 81, we get 9. So we know that this is approximately, I should be using this sign instead, sorry. This approximately, this one means approximately. Okay. Next, let's look at this. So this number here, if you do look at it, right, you'll think of 100 times 100. Okay, so when you multiply 100 with 100, there will be 4 zeros, which is equals to 10,000. Okay, so this number here, 10,003, is very close to 10,000. So we'll first round it off to 10,000. Then when we square root 10,000, we know that it's equals to 100. So whenever we are doing an estimation for square root without using the calculator, we'll be doing it this way, okay? Look at what number this is closest to, what square number it is closest to, and then just round it off to it before we do the square root. Now let's try more examples. So next we'll take a look at estimation of cube root. So when you want to do an estimation of cube roots, it involves knowing the cube number. So 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, and so on, right? 5 cube is 125, and go on. Let's go on. Okay, so if we want to cube root 30, we know that 30 is very close to the cube number 27. So we'll round off cube root of 30 to cube root of 27 first, and we know cube root of 27 is 3. So when we estimate cube root of 30, is roughly 3. Next thing, let's do a cube root of 1005. So if you look at 1005, so ... 10 cube is basically 10 times 10 times 10. So there'll be 3 zeros. So it's 1000. So 1005 is very close to 1000. So we'll round it off to 1000 first. Okay, so when we do a cube root of 1000, it will give us 10. So cube root of 1005 is roughly equals to 10.